The various leaks and rumours and speculations about the Nintendo NX are starting to make a nice tidy little pile for us to all examine, and now we have some comments from the YouTuber Boogie2988 who claims to have some inside information on the new console. Now, of course, the idea of a hybrid console for the Nintendo NX is something that's been floating around for a while. I think it originated with that Eurogamer patent a while back, where it showed the docking station and the sort of tablet arrangement that you remove from the dock, and then obviously the controllers, and pretty much all the rumours and leaks, apart from a sort of few outliers, have been pretty much following that same theme. And in a recent panel video from Boogie, which I will be linking in the description below, the hybridness of the Nintendo NX was once again brought up. Now, according to Boogie, he has spoken to 2 people who have used the console, and both have been very positive about it. And a very helpful Reddit user has provided a transcript of this particular section. Again, I will be linking the full panel below. And the transcript reads, quote, "I've talked to 2 people who have used it. One is from Ubisoft, and he said programming for it is actually really nice, and Nintendo is working very closely with him, and that the concept is great because he said you could play, I don't know how careful I should be with it. Let's say you could play Assassin's Creed once you have handheld plugged into your console, and then you could detach the thing and take it with you and play the Assassin's Creed mobile game out of your pocket. And then when you get back home, plug it directly in, and now it detaches back to the..." That's brilliant. That's smart, right? Taking a form of a game with you as you go. So he says it's a dream to code for. And then somebody I know who's played on the NX for 20 minutes said it's as innovative as they hoped, and we wished we had done that. Now, obviously this is coming from Boogie's sources and whatnot, but I find his choice of words really interesting, that he spoke about the mobile version of Assassin's Creed. So is this just going to be a case of, you know, you have the main game which you can play on the console, and then when you take the handheld part out and you ride around on the bus or the train or whatever, you have the mobile version of it? So is this only going to apply to games that specifically make that sort of cut down version of it, or how is it exactly going to work? I do wonder about that, because obviously, you know, we're going to know, well, we do know rather, and we've kind of heard it speculated many times, that the handheld section of the device is obviously not going to have as much power as the main machine. You know, that makes perfect sense. So it does make sense that, of course, you know, the version of the game that you're playing versus that of the console is going to be different. It's going to be not as good graphically or whatever. But obviously this was thinking in terms of like Nintendo's games, where they're going to be designing it in that fashion. So does this mean that, say, Ubisoft, for this example of Assassin's Creed, you know, they put Assassin's Creed 6 on there or whatever it happens to be, they have to make 2 versions of the game? Maybe? Is that how it's going to work? I mean, it's just interesting the wording he used there of mobile version. You know, is it just going to be like, oh, you can't play that game in particular, but you can play a mobile version of it? It's very interesting wording, but apart from that one section that does kind of lead to some interesting questions, this pretty much leads in with what we've already heard previously, that it is a docking style arrangement, that it is a main console, but you can take the handheld bit out and use it on the go and continue to play your games in some fashion. You know, perhaps I'm taking his use of the phrase mobile version a bit too literally here, but I do find that choice of words quite interesting. Of course, we'll only know when Nintendo reveals what the bloody thing is, and hopefully it'll be this month, because that would be grand. However, that's not all, as we also had some comments from Direct Feed Games a couple of days ago about the NX, which I'd like to throw in here as a bit of a bonus. Now, according to Direct Feed, the Nintendo NX will be 3 to 4 times more powerful than the Wii U in terms of gigaflops. Also adding that developers won't have to deal with any additional technical hurdle if they want to port a PS4 or Xbox One games to the NX, as the console will be supporting Unreal Engine 4 and other modern game engines. However, this doesn't necessarily mean there isn't some weird peripheral or extra screen mechanic or some weird thing that means that the port is extra work. This is, of course, something that did affect the Wii U. But if they're saying that it's fairly easy to port over, that probably means there isn't going to be such a big hurdle in the way as there was with the Wii U. Also, he again confirmed something that we've heard many times now, that the NX will be powered by an Nvidia Pascal Tegra, which doesn't tell us much at all other than the fact that Nvidia is going to be involved. But, you know, what variant of Tegra, how powerful this particular variation actually is, we don't know any of that. We don't know for sure if there is a Tegra inside the NX, but that is something we've heard pretty much since the rumours first began about the NX, and Direct Feed seemed pretty confident about this. Now, several people also asked them if there's a chance that Nintendo are considering, you know, 4K upscaling or HDR support in a similar vein to the Xbox One S. And they basically said that, yeah, it's possible, but it's not something that Nintendo are going for. Now, of course, as I discussed at the start of the video, there have been countless rumours and speculations and leaks and various things about the NX since Nintendo refused to tell us anything concrete about it, and we've had various patents and stuff come out. And DirectFeed doesn't seem to think that any of the features that have been recently patented will make it into the NX, but it will still be the hybrid that we keep hearing about. That is a very consistent theme that, of course, we've seen throughout pretty much all of the leaks ever since that Eurogamer thing with the patent. That has been pretty damn consistent from insiders such as, say, Emily Rogers, who, of course, has a history of successfully, or should I say accurately, leaking things and confirming things and that sort of thing. So it seems that all of this is in line with what we previously expected. It being much more powerful than the Wii U is definitely good, as I've discussed many times now. There are numerous roadblocks getting in the way of the Wii U success, and the lack of power was definitely one of them. The second screen didn't help, but it seems that at least the trouble with porting has been partially eliminated, at least by the support of Unreal Engine 4. Now, of course, if there's another second screen or something like that to consider, then that may change. As of course, you know, so well, it's good to say, yeah, it supports Unreal Engine 4 if they still have to worry about some sort of second screen or the hybrid nature, meaning that they have to make two versions of the game or something like that. It really depends what the NX actually is and how it actually works as to how easy it's going to be portable to it, as well as, of course, you know, the architecture and specs and all that sort of thing. But if it does support those popular engines, it does seem to be pointing towards Nintendo recognising that the lack of third-party support was also one of the major issues for the Wii U. So it sounds like from the information here that they're going down a good-ish path, but again, as with all rumours, we have to treat it with quite a large pinch of salt, as it could all be wrong, or some of it could be right, or all of it could be right, we just don't know. Let the speculation continue, I suppose. I still wish Nintendo would just tell us what this damn thing is already, but they seem determined to tell us when they're only damn well ready. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.